What is up, y'all? How you doing? Marshall Couture, also known as Plex of MarshMakesArt.com. How you guys doing? I'm doing all right. Going over to my second job. It's been crazy, man. This week has been nuts. Been tired, haven't gotten a lot of sleep, having personal things go on. And it is what it is, but we're pushing through. I don't know if you guys have seen or if you know, um, or if I don't think he put it on YouTube yet exactly, or at least I don't think he made it live. But if you are a patron of Kevin Cross, who started this whole 100 days craze of making comics, um, you may know that he put out a video today, uh, kind of introducing the new direction, which if you follow his stuff, you already kind of know where he's at, what he's up to. But it was a real kind of emotional episode of making Monkey Mod, and it was a really good episode, a really inspiring episode, especially for me, kind of going through some a little rough patch today or this past week. Good, good patch, but also some rough things. Um, and it was just super inspirational on no matter what you're going through, keep pressing on with your work, with your comic work, your personal projects. And yeah, just super inspiring, super helpful. Um, and that's, appropriate for most of us a lot of times. And a message that we need to hear over and over. So, what happened today? Today, I worked on comics. Got my stuff in during lunch, and will I get to more later? I don't know. Who knows? I got a raging headache right now. I'm tired. I got some sleep last night, which I haven't been getting. But I feel like even though I got some sleep, I didn't quite catch up somehow because I just been dead all day, kind of. Luckily, I had to do mostly driving at the first job, and tonight at the second job, I'm just gonna do bare minimum, get what I need to get done, and leave. I don't have it in me to press forward, you know, a lot today, like extra or whatever. So, and then I'll go home and relax, hopefully, and just enjoy family, enjoy the rest of the night. Um, so, so yeah. But yeah, today I worked on my comic for half an hour. I started writing, just continued to write, and I started to look over the notes for the life and times of Mr. J. Actually, I can't say the title. I don't think I can say the title. Can I? Can I say the title? No, because if I do, that'll reveal the character who is kind of the main character throughout the book, and I don't want that to really be revealed until the last story. Um, so I started. I just looked into it a little bit, like overread it, and then I decided to let that story be as far as it is right now. Right now, it's kind of pretty underdeveloped, but I kind of did an outline of the things that will happen. Um, so we'll see where that takes. So I kind of know for the most part where things are going to happen, but as far as detail and how it's all plotted out, uh, I don't. But it's enough to go with because that's like the overarching story for the whole book or whatever. Um, so I'm happy with where that's at for now. And I'm realizing as I write, and I actually commented on Michael Emmerich, who's also doing the 100 Days of Making Comics. on his latest video concerning this. I commented, but I'm realizing that with writing, especially in this, for comics and stuff, but maybe for any kind of writing, um, you can kind of write pieces and parts and have a lot of gaps and holes and inconsistencies and things like that in the initial stages. And as you continue and start to refine that work, you start to fill in some of those gaps, and the inspiration for all the different pieces kind of comes. It doesn't ever really come in a straight line, at least for me. It's not like, okay, I sit down and I write, point A to point B to point C, in a linear fashion, and then it's done. There's constantly coming back to pieces and parts of the story, and then it somehow develops through that. At least that's how I'm finding it to work right now for me. So that's I kind of decided to let what I've done so far, let that be for now, and start developing the other stories. So what I jumped into, I wasn't sure where I was going to go next, but then I realized that if I'm going to have that outlined, I need to have the second major arc story kind of plotted out as well. So I began to write a story today called, and I came up with the title kind of on the fly because I didn't have a title for this, but I like it now. And I almost feel like this character might go on to have more books after this because it's just a fun, interesting character. But the next story I'm writing right now is called Sophia the Conqueror. So you can maybe imagine where that's going, maybe not, I don't know. But I like it because it's like, it's a play on, obviously like Conan the Barbarian, or any of these, like, what are those called? I know there's like a term for that kind of story, but almost like a post-apocalyptic or medieval, like type of, like a barbarian type of story. Now, this story that I'm doing is not a barbarian story, but it's it's a basically it's a little girl who is really into like comics and stuff like that and adventure, and like the type of things she's into is this type of things that you would expect a little boy to be into. Um, so she probably would love like a Conan story, or Lord of the Rings or something like that. So I'm actually very attracted to those type of um, characters. I love stuff that doesn't like it doesn't seem right, like it's juxtaposed or ironic, I guess. I think we all, well, I mean, often irony in so many different ways is a very it's a very interesting element within all kinds of different mediums. um, and I guess I find that I'm attracted to that as well, but I don't know. And even with my stories and thinking about themes and stuff, it's always like this versus that, and showing the contrast between two things, or showing even the similarities between two contrasting ideas. There's a lot of stuff to play around with in that arena, and I think a lot of creativity comes from putting odd parts that you wouldn't expect, putting things together that you wouldn't expect to be together. I love playing with that. I always have. I've always thought it was interesting to be like, well, what if you had, this character that you see often, like an archetype or whatever? What if you have this and you just like, give him ballerina, like some kind of barbarian or something, and give him ballerina slippers, and he's really into the arts or something, like the dance arts, or I don't know, like anything like that. And you've seen it, often played in various, like, you've seen that similar type of effect, I guess, in a lot of different mediums and, animations or comic books or whatever, movies. So anyways, enough on that. but but so this story, Sophia the Conqueror, I think is interesting and fun. And this is her as like kind of a little girl, but I feel like she can, as maybe more of an adult, like that she might become a character that I could make into like her own comic book or something. And I don't know, there's not much to explain about the story except I really had fun writing the scene today that I wrote, and I think it's very interesting and sets up for some fun stuff. Um, but basically, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I've already, I'm drawing upon an idea that I already had, and she, will come in and out throughout the whole story of all the 12 stories. Um, she'll have little appearances throughout, not in every story, but in a few at least. And she's a big part of the whole overarching story. So yeah, very interesting, very fun things that I'm playing around with, and I guess that's it, guys. So I'm excited. I'm continually excited about this book, and man, it's just I can't wait to like just continue to flesh this out and make more progress. And I like the fact that I'm happy to take my time, but I'm also excited to get more done because I want to see it. What I'm envisioning a lot of it in my head and writing things down, but I can't wait to see what it comes out to be. It's just super fun. So yeah, that's that. Shout out to everybody who's doing the 100 days of making comics, who has done it in the past, or who's thinking about doing it in the future. You guys all rock. I really recommend, if getting into any kind of challenge, even if you don't make comics, just an art challenge or, music challenge or whatever you like to do, I recommend getting into these challenges. They're super fun and they're helpful to get you into doing these things. So, yeah, that's about it. If you want to find my stuff anywhere, it's Marsh Makes Art, Instagram, Pinterest, Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those fun places. Tumblr, Marsh Makes Art, check it out, and marshmakesart.com. And that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I will talk to you on the next day 22 of making comics tomorrow. Peace out. Later. You gotta try to stop this thing.